So first and foremost, here's what would happen after this webinar. You're very interested, you want to get teaching with BDC, or maybe you want to learn more about what would actually happen. We would have a chat with you, myself, Dave, Sarah, who's on the call, who is just phenomenal at getting these courses together. If you work with us, these are names that you'll get to know and remember. We would just have an introduction to you and your course, get to know you. You would tell us the focus of your course, the number of students you have, and the level. Maybe they're undergrad, graduate, just talk about all those types of things. Then we talked about data. So we would identify harmonized public data sets of interest without the need for downloading again, or you can provide your own data. And we would help you if you need help identifying that or exploring what that looks like. We're there for you. From there, we define a customizable lesson plan and syllabus. Again, we have things out of the box, but maybe you want things to be more custom. And this is where it gets exciting, right? We can do a single module, we can do a whole semester. If you want us to support you through your whole course, we can do that for you. If you want us to just drop in once or twice, we can do that as well. Also on this call is Phil Webster from Valsera. He's also a community engagement manager, but he's previously a genomic scientist. So that he's delivered a couple courses. As Fei Wan mentioned, one of her colleagues, Dr. Tang, he delivered a few lectures in that course. So he actually did the lecture and the walkthrough using BDC to perform analysis. So it's very scalable. Whatever you need, we can support it. Then we would go ahead and create a course project with all of the files, all of the code needed for your lessons, and make it available to your students. And again, whether you want us to do a train the trainer scenario or if you want us to deliver it for you, these are all options that we can talk about. And then lastly, as I touched on about funding, we're going to request NHLBI pilot funding, as we call it, to sponsor learning and training initiatives. And NHLBI is currently offering up to $300 per student in funding. And all you have to do is ask for it. We do have a cloud credit request form, which I think Natalie put in the chat earlier. If you really want it and you're new to BDC, you can fill that form out and get started with $500 in pilot funding just to look at the system yourself. So cloud credits are available, the funding's available. NHLBI is just really doing amazing things to make this ecosystem available. And I will end now, hopefully with questions, hopefully with discussion. We do want to hear from you. How can BDC support you in the classroom? We would like to know because we are here for you. Of course, I will get my email in the chat, but if you are interested, we did do the poll, so we'll get emails that way. If you are interested in using BDC in your courses, or you just want to know more, again, non-commitment, just because you talk to us doesn't mean you have to do it. You can reach out to me directly. My email's here. I'm very responsive, and we can set something up to chat. Alternatively, if you don't want to reach out directly for whatever reason, you can definitely contact our help desk, and they can route the ticket, or someone will get in touch with you that way. And you can also, as I mentioned, request cloud credits. All those links are here. And thank you, Natalie, for putting everything in the chat. Again, we still have the poll open if you want to answer things there. We do have a question in the chat already. So what is the timeline for development? If I'm interested in studying a course with you, when should I start? I'm going to take a guess, but Dave, and I think if Sarah and Phil are still on the line, I'd like them to answer. I think at least a semester, but it kind of depends on the scope. So I think the best thing is to get in touch with us. But Dave, I see you're off camera, so I'll hand it over to you.
Yes, I'd like to get my colleagues to chime in after. I know they may not be able to unmute right now, but yeah, I think lead time would probably be 1 semester. That's what we've done in the past. We have a lot of materials and a lot of things ready to go, so it just depends. Yeah, 3 months. But we've done really short turnarounds. Um, so just it's better to just reach out.
Yeah, and Phil, I went ahead and unmuted you. I don't know if you have anything to add, but please feel free to chime in.
Yeah, I was just gonna plus one Dave, usually a semester ahead of time, just so we can make sure that the classes meet your needs and what you want for the course. We do have a lot of courses already made that we kind of just need to do minor edits for each class, but we just want to make sure everything's in shape before we get everything started.
Any other questions? Not sure. I think there's a raise your hand feature in the webinar format, but if you have a question, raise your hand. Happy to take questions. It looks like we do have another question coming in. I have no prior experience with BDC. Can I still use this in my course? I'll let our panelists, whoever wants to, take one of those. No prior experience with BDC. Is it still possible?
Yes. There is no prior experience required. We absolutely could onboard the teachers and TAs first, if that's helpful. As part of the classes we've done, we've always included the onboarding like at the beginning. It's very actually little pre-work. But of course, we just have to take that into consideration. If the students have never seen Biodata Catalyst, they'll need to, part of the first lab would require them to get onboarded, but then all subsequent labs, they wouldn't need to do that because they would remember. And of course, they retain all their username and all the materials will always exist on their account.
Yeah, I think for people don't have any experience, you shouldn't be scared of, because you think of you use Google, cloud, you use, as long as you go online, you would be okay. And but you do need maybe 30 minutes, watch the YouTube, where the button is, or go over with Dave, where, how you set up a project, and the basic things. I think, spend 30 to 1 hour to know where the things on the platform.